Welcome back to the Encore Club podcast. This is a solo episode. Hi, where me and Josh, we'll jump into it, but essentially we're gonna discuss.
We've got things to discuss.
We're discussing the 27 Club. So strap in. Right, ready? Cool. Spud me.
Have we started?
I mean, that was just a little bit. We're starting now.
All right.
Cool.
All right.
Welcome back to the Encore Club podcast. So today, as I said before, we are discussing stories from the 27 Club, the infamous 27 Club. Ooh, talent, tragedy, and the devil at the crossroads.
Yes.
So I think we're going to try and do this in slight chronological order, I guess, to give an idea of the background of this and everything.
What, in order of where it began?
Yeah, like where the
death.
myths kind of originated to.
Is it a myth though?
Well, that's what we're here to find out, isn't it?
I can't wait.
I can't. So just quickly, we're going to take it in turns as we did for episode 1. This is episode 6, by the way. Had some amazing episodes. The TPD TV episode was intensely good. I love that one.
Love that.
That was the last episode. Go and check that out if you haven't had a chance to. There's actually no rhyme or reason to what order you watch in. But yeah, go and find us on Spotify. Go and like us, follow us, give us 5 stars, do everything you need to do on YouTube, everything like that before we get into it. But that was a big
From me?
from me. I got a bit mouthy.
Ooh. It's early.
It's early to be getting mouthy. Let's not get as mouthy as we did in number 1 because I received a fair bit of hate for my rant. I don't think there's much to rant about today, to be fair. It's quite a somber one. We'll try and make it as fun as possible.
I feel like we'll get some abuse.
We'll try.
We'll try. We'll give it a good go.
So, just for anyone who doesn't know anything about the 27 Club, Josh, no, I'm joking. It's a group of legendary musicians and artists who all died at the age of 27. And so it's kind of formulated this weird phenomenon. Phenomenon.
I thought I was so rock and roll at 27 that I was like, oh God, I hope I don't die this year.
Yeah. I was just like, I'm smoking so much weed, I don't remember 27.
Same.
Josh, list off some people that are current members of the 27 Club.
Jim Morrison?
Jim Morrison is a good one. Anyone else?
Amy Winehouse?
Amy Winehouse,
Is
yeah.
she actually in it?
She is.
Man.
I know, it's sad, isn't it?
Now that we're old as fuck.
Kurt Cobain?
34, I think, they were just kids. No,
Yeah.
not Kurt Cobain as well.
Kurt Cobain, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix.
Jeez.
All these, maybe that's, without kind of jumping into it too early, maybe that's why they're so fucking big now, like these names, because they died so young and they had so much that they could have potentially given to the world. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
I think if Hendrix heard you say that, he'd be like, what do you mean it's just because I'm dead?
He'll be sat there with his recorder. Just that's a reference to one of our episodes. Go and check it out. It's the one with Toby Sebastian where Jimi Hendrix is playing a recorder to the whole of Glastonbury.
And the crowd?
Goes wild.
Also on recorders.
Yeah, they are also on recorders, so it's quite a visual. You'll be able to find it easily because it's the only thumbnail where we have Hendrix playing a recorder.
Gotta love AI, man.
But yeah, this whole 27 Club, it created a kind of eerie pattern where talent and fame met tragedy, and it all kind of tended?
It did something.
It all happened at the same age. They all unfortunately passed away at the same age of... I'm gonna say unfortunate, but like most of the time it's drug overdose. Like that's essentially, and I guess that comes from the pressures of fame. So yeah, there's correlations. But it has sparked.
Smackheads.
Wow. Yeah, fuck it. It's early doors. Smackheads. They're all smackheads. That's why they died. The end.
Pretty
Thanks.
much.
No, we're joking. What is this?
I feel like we've really dragged out this.
I mean, we're allowed to. It's our fucking episode. We don't have a guest. It sparked decades of speculation. And it's kind of like a weird coincidence. But then people started thinking it was like a curse, or maybe something a bit deeper. Are you okay?
No, like clean cut pop stars are in there, are they?
I mean, no. And also at the end of this, just before we go into that, we are going to talk about a couple of people that didn't quite make it to 27, but are kind of honourable mentions and more recent than not.
Okay.
So yeah. We're just going to have a little exploration of that today.
Me and the mic just became one.
You just bullied the mic just to get a drink.
Yeah.
Okay. Whoa.
The Mike Wazowski.
So just to give you a kind of few backgrounds as to kind of the theories as to why this phenomenon
You'll get there. Phenomenal
happens. Obviously it's quite a striking pattern. But the cultural myth kind of started back in 1969. I feel like it was further than that. We'll get into it because I'm pretty sure the first person was a little bit further before that.
I thought that was like 30s.
I mean, it goes back to this whole Robert Johnson deal with the devil. We'll come on to that.
Do you remember we learnt about him at BIM?
Well, yeah, I think that's kind of what made me decide to choose this particular topic for today, just because it's like it has always interested me, and not that I ever thought I was like some fucking famous person or anything, but
I did.
On the way to 27, there was always this shit. I'm a musician. Am I gonna die?
Yeah.
And obviously it didn't happen. And then you got this podcast.
I feel like only cool musicians die at 27, so that's probably why we're still here.
Yeah, it's because I made Bibomo, and that's like we made Bibomo, and that was it. Like we became uncool. I mean, we did that after 27. So
were we ever cool?
I mean, I could still end it all now, mate.
The 34
so
Club.
Just a quick one as well. Quick note to anyone that has an issue with people discussing suicide or anything like that, death by drugs or anything like that. Savage way to put it, I guess. This probably isn't the episode for you. Like we're not going to talk lightly about any of this. Like we're just going to give you the straight facts, and chances are we have quite a dark sense of humor. It's going to get a little bit dark.
You should still listen to it, though.
You should still listen to it if you're not sensitive in that manner, and that's not an issue. Like, don't come at me.
It's not going to be that savage.
It's probably not. It's probably not going to be that deep. Anyway, let's crack the fuck on. This says my name, so I guess I'm reading this one.
Selfish, as always.
Do you want to... See, I told you the date. Right, look, here we go. Robert Johnson, right? Robert Johnson. So he was born in 1911. And unfortunately passed away in 1937. And this is the deal that started the myth. So this whole thing about him having a deal with the devil at the crossroads. So he's a Mississippi-born blues guitarist, singer-songwriter. His father left early in life. He was raised by his mother and stepfather.
Same.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, same to a degree. Well, my dad raised me kind of.
Let's not go down that route.
Let's not keep talking about my dad. So
what was it? He made a deal with the devil.
Yeah. So look, just quickly, he's known for his finger picking skills on the guitar. He recorded just 29 songs, including Crossroad Blues and Me and the Devil Blues and Hellbound on My Trail. I thought that said train. Hellbound on My Trail. So obviously he's kind of like hinting that he's potentially had this deal with the devil, but let's go into that. So the story says that he met the devil at the crossroads at midnight and exchanged his soul for musical talent. So the story goes that he essentially went there, and overnight he came back and he was suddenly like an absolute maestro at playing blues guitar.
Wow.
And this is the bedrock for the 27 Club. And so let's talk about his death.
Let's do it. How did he die?
So it was suspected poisoning.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I remember this.
So he died on August 16th. You remember this? Were you there? Did you poison him?
I wasn't there.
Okay.
Not that old.
He died August 16th, 1938 in Greenwood, Mississippi. And the cause of death was suspected poisoning. He rumoured to have been flirting with a woman at a juke joint, which I assume is like some musical tavern-esque blues Mississippi area.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, that would do. That would
and
do.
the woman's jealous husband laced his drink with strychnine? Strychnine? Is it called strychnine?
No.
There's a poison. Fuck knows how. I'm going to spell it here. Look, ready?
Strychnine.
That's what poisoned him. See that magic? That was sick.
That was wow.
I don't know. My editing skills. My talking's gone shit. But
So,
my editing skills
listen,
on point.
There was no autopsy. So how do they know it was the Psychonin thing?
The strychnine. I'm calling it strychnine. It looks like it's spelled
not called
that way.
Strychnine. That sounds like a beer that you get at bowling. Fuck the podcast.
We're starting a beer company.
Bye.
See you guys later. Strychnine. But spelled like that.
Yeah, it's poison.
Oh,
It'll be your last bowl.
Oh.
We can't kill people.
Have you found a beer online and you've just bought this idea in after?
What, called Strychnine?
Yeah.
No, you just said it.
I know, but okay. Look, let's talk about his legacy because he didn't have an autopsy performed, and he was buried in an unmarked grave, and no one can really figure out the exact location and all that shit. But he is also like a huge figure for what people look up to as their kind of what started, lots of blues movements, and so like he's revered by like Eric Clapton and Bob Dylan and the Stones, and like in 1986 he was inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and he is the first member of the 27 Club
That we know of.
There may have been more.
The thing is, it's a tricky one because it was so long ago, no one can vouch for anything. And I'm just going to throw this out there.
Throw it.
Not to go too deep, but Mississippi in the 30s.
Did you just have a little burp there?
Yeah.
Saw that drink.
He could have just been killed by the KKK. Have you seen Mississippi Burning?
Fair. That's a...
never... Did they find his body? Or they don't know where he's buried?
I mean, it does lend itself... Maybe it was the KKK that started the 27 Club. That's our hot take for today. The KKK started the 27 Club by murdering Robert Johnson. And that... We've just solved that case. That is...
That can be put to bed.
He's gonzo. Josh's turn.
All right. A big hero of mine.
Okay.
A big hero.
How big?
Like 40%.
Okay.
So I
What?
overcooked it with big hero.
I was going to say.
But on a scale of
40% is like...
to hero.
Justin Bieber's at my 40%.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I respect him.
Well, he's had a tough time.
At the moment, he's having a... We didn't... R.I.P. Robert Johnson, by the way.
Yeah, fucking R.I.P., man. R.I.P. everyone in this show. There's going to be a lot of R.I.P.s.
There's gonna be a lot of R... Just make sure that you point that out after each one. R.I.P. Robert Johnson. That was... Yeah.
wherever you are.
He's at he's in hell apparently.
Yeah, but like, it's a bit of a shit deal with the devil because he only got a few years. Do you know what I
27.
mean?
I mean, maybe all these people
Well, no.
made a deal with the devil, and that's why they've got 27 years.
But
Maybe that's what it's all about.
No, because he didn't make a deal with the devil on the day he was born.
No, but
He was probably
maybe
in his 20s.
maybe the
He got
devil.
a few fucking years.
Maybe the devil just thinks, what's a good number that I can start this up? 27. All right, you get to 27, I'm fucking having your soul, sunshine.
27. What's 2 add 7? Strike 9.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Oh, it's linked.
It's evolving.
Oh, fuck.
Something's going on. Anyway,
Okay.
Brian Jones, he's a big deal.
Brian Jones was a big deal.
He was. So, for those who don't know, shame on you. Brian Jones was, of course, the founding member, can we say? The architect of the Rolling Stones.
I like that. Architect works.
Born in Cheltenham, England. Good old Cheltenham.
Good old Cheltenham town.
Founder of the Rolling Stones in 1962. Played multiple instruments. Played the sitar, the marimba, the mellotron. Isn't that a fucking...
Isn't the Mellotron what?
No. A mellotron's a fucking transformer, isn't it? Mellotron.
What was the instrument Ari had in her episode?
Ooh. She had some fucked up instruments. Hold tight, Ari, by
That
the
was
way.
sick. Yeah. Well in, Ari.
Ari.
Your episode's coming out soon, I promise.
Anthony.
Dude.
He even played the dulcimer.
The dulcimer.
What is that? Do it. That was beautiful, man. I didn't know he played the dulcimer. Yeah, so decline. On his way into the 27 Club, he got on it pretty hard. Drink, drugs, needles,
Ooh.
you name it. He was on it.
I mean, we all know that the Rolling Stones had quite a tasty lifestyle when it came to their drug use.
Yeah. As did many bands of that time. He was actually kicked out of the band or alienated in, 67, 68?
Okay. Why? Do we know?
I think the chaos.
Really?
Yeah.
But Keith Richards stayed?
Did Keith replace? No. No, he
No.
didn't. Mick and Keith forced him out. They said, look, enough's enough.
Like
What was that?
Mick and Keith?
What, elbowing him in the head?
Yeah.
They killed him.
Whoa.
Curveball. You
It's
never
possible.
know. So, in June 1969, they kicked him out of the band. And, I think he gave up on life.
Okay. So instead of just assuming, why don't you tell them what actually happened?
He died.
Okay. Oh, he died.
He died, bro. So, July
Daddy.
3rd, 69, when you were just a boy.
Summer of 69.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Literally.
Maybe,
Oh my God.
Maybe
Synergy.
he was on his mama's porch and got told it's going to last forever, but it ain't.
Do you reckon he got his first real 6-string?
He bought it at the 5 and dime. After a large pint of 9 strike?
Strike 9.
Strike 9. Got ya. So, cause of death by misadventure.
Misadventure.
That's like a polite way to put it.
Didn't he drown?
Did he drown?
I'm pretty sure he was found in his pool.
Well, some suspected foul play,
Ooh.
but no clear evidence of murder.
I feel like this is like a song.
We could make one for sure.
Okay.
Go and get the dulcimer.
Boing.
You're really good at it.
I don't know what a dulcimer is.
So, legacy-wise, he's seen as I'd say, the first rock and roll 27 Club member.
Yeah?
Yeah, your guy's a bit bluesy and a bit...
Yeah.
He was Poison.
Blues rock, yeah.
Was even a record. You okay?
Someone here.
Yeah. Yes, there is. In a dressing gown.
Brian, sorry, mate.
It's Brian.
Brian.
He's back. Yeah, so tell me, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, look. My real question here is, do we think the Rolling Stones will have got as big as they did with Brian Jones?
If he wasn't getting off his nut, yeah.
I mean, they're all getting off their nut the whole time,
No,
so I
they
don't
are,
know.
but he must have been levels above.
You reckon? Or do you think
Yeah.
he's just stupid enough to go for a swim whilst off his nut?
Nah, because he was out of the band by this point.
Okay.
You know?
Okay, and so didn't he foreshadow a couple of deaths that all kind of happen in quick succession over the next few months?
Apparently so. Do you know who they are?
I believe, don't quote me here, I'm going
gonna
with...
quote you.
Okay, quote me. I'm
'Cause
going
I
to go
easily
with
can.
Hendrix and Janis Joplin.
Yeah. Got one more in you?
Ed Sheeran, no. Jim Morrison.
Yes, correct.
Nice.
Correct.
Well, what was the time period after his death?
Don't know.
No?
What, for those three?
For those three to like...
No idea.
No?
No idea. But it can't have been long after.
Are you sure?
Well, Hendrix, he didn't die. He must have died in what? In the...
I would say that it's all within 2 years, based on the research.
I'd agree with you, to be fair. Now I've had some time to deduce it and think about
Good
it properly.
man. Yeah, that makes
I'd
sense.
say within the next 2 years.
I reckon within 2 years, all three of them died.
That's
all four
mad.
of them. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
We're flying through these. Maybe we should discuss them a bit more.
Okay.
Nah, we're good.
Fuck that.
Fuck that. We'll have a conversation at the end about it. How long in are we?
6 minutes.
Shut up. Does it actually say 6 minutes?
No, 24.
Okay, well, that's not bad.
That's
We're fine.
cash, man.
Guys, calm down.
Chill.
We're only 24 minutes in, and we're on to Jimi Hendrix. Born in 1942, and wait.
Go on.
R.I.P.
Oh.
Brian Jones.
We love you,
I
Brian.
don't know why we're clapping, but yeah, we love you, Brian. But R.I.P., my friend. Back to Jimi Hendrix. He died in 1970.
Who dadly?
And I mean, I think it's safe to say that he revolutionized the electric guitar. I mean, it must have been pretty mad to see him and be like, this dude is playing the guitar upside down and backwards,
Yeah.
and well, better than most people.
Yeah.
Better than
Saying
pretty much
that,
everyone.
do you ever listen to Jimi Hendrix and just think, oh, will you pack it in?
As in, like, can he stop being so good, or is it a little bit the same? What do you mean? Explain yourself.
I just think it's not for me.
No.
Yeah.
Hang on.
I appreciate it.
Hang on. I'm pretty sure last episode with TPD TV you mentioned... Is it Whiskey in a Jar?
Yeah, but that's not Jimi Hendrix.
Isn't it?
No.
Fuck me then.
I'll tell you who that is. That's Thin Lizzy, Phil Lynott.
Okay, yeah, you do love Thin Lizzy.
He looked like it.
That's probably a little bit racist for me to
I didn't
to
want to say
together
it.
that. R.I.P. Jimi Hendrix.
And Phil.
Fuck Phil.
Nah,
it's not about
fuck
him
you,
right now. Don't know if I can include that bit.
But
I'm
Jimmy,
out of myself a little bit there.
I like the story that he was like, came from nothing, and did he not like turn up at someone's gig and like blew them off stage? Maybe like Cream, was it Clapton or someone?
I mean, it sounds like something he would do.
Yeah.
Let's look. I mean, let me tell a little bit of his story. Okay, so he was born in Seattle. Served in the military. Not many people know that. Before moving to the UK.
Ooh.
He's a UK boy.
From Seattle, but
from Seattle, moved to the UK.
yeah.
It formed the Jimi Hendrix Experience.
Yeah.
In '66.
Mhm.
Known for iconic performances, Monetary Pop, where he burned his guitar. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Have you seen the footage of that?
I've seen it.
Do
Yeah.
you remember it? And Woodstock, obviously. The Star Spangled Banner. Meow, 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 meow.
Yes.
Meow. Okay. And if you haven't clicked off now, thank you for staying. And
We appreciate you.
we do. We love you. Can we just have some audience appreciation? If you've managed, by the way, to sit through, this is our six episodes with us. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Josh, you're just staring into the future now. Are you okay? Hello.
I froze.
Yeah, you fucking have.
No, thanks very much. Appreciate that.
I
I
mean,
don't know if anyone has, but if you have,
we've
hold
definitely.
tight.
Well, the stats online are definitely saying that we've had some people hang about. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Mum.
I don't know if my mum's listened yet,
No, me neither. Mine definitely hasn't.
which is a shame because she got a big shout out from TPD TV last episode. She's had a few shout outs, to be fair.
Big up, Karen.
I know my brothers have been watching, so thank you guys. But yeah, we've had some other people. We've had a fair few people crack on with watching our show.
Sound great.
It doesn't, but thank you, and it's been awesome having you watch. And I'll crack on with talking about Jimi Hendrix.
Tell me about Jimi Hendrix, man.
So look, he obviously dealt with some mental and physical strain after becoming famous. You know, he was overworked. He got like paranoid about management and money. He had chronic insomnia. All these things aren't going to lend themselves well to someone who is also a little bit trigger happy on the drugs.
No, but when they say insomnia, like I can't sleep, if you've done that much gear, you're not going to go to sleep.
So do you think gear was his?
I think heroin was his.
Yeah, I was going to say heroin or like maybe acid based on.
I bet he wouldn't say no to a bit of gear.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, fair.
You know?
Yeah. No, fair enough. And so look, he was desperately wanting to have creative freedom throughout his short career. Short, I guess it's short. It wasn't a lifespan the way it was for him.
Well,
And he had just built the Electric Lady Studios. So it is unfortunate that on September 18th, 1970, history. At the Samarkand Hotel in London. I don't know why I've given it an American accent. What the fuck is that name for a hotel?
the Samarkand. We'll probably say it well.
Do you know it?
No, do I fuck?
Samarkand. Is anyone... Comment below. What the fuck is the Samarkand hotel? Is it any good?
Is it still there?
He died at that hotel.
Mm.
They got like a chalk line on the floor.
They
Wait.
should.
This is where Hendrix was found.
Mm.
So he died at that hotel. And his girlfriend, Monica Danneman. I'm fucking every name up today.
Mm. You are.
Monica. Let's call her Mon.
Big Mon.
Big Mon said that he took 9 Vesparic sleeping pills. So he took 9 sleeping pills, which don't do that.
No.
Just as a rule of thumb, don't do that.
Have one.
Have one.
If you have to.
That's 18 times the dose, by the way. And drank red wine.
That will do it.
And that's gonna put you out pretty hard. And unfortunately, he vomited in his sleep and choked on it and passed away. Ambulance arrived 2 hours later.
Where were they?
Well, I mean, they didn't know what was happening. Big Mon didn't call the 999 until it was too late.
Well, she is awful.
Let's not have a go at Big Mon for the death of Jimi Hendrix.
She could have killed him.
So the official cause of death was asphyxia due to barbiturate intoxication.
Mm.
And his legacy, I mean, we all know about Jimmy. I was going to say Jimmy Carr then. It's not Jimmy Carr.
That's an insult. Hold tight, Jimmy Carr, by the way.
Hold tight, Jimmy Carr. Come on the podcast, dude. So yeah, sorry. The legacy of Jimi Hendrix, we all know about. But just to give you a little song, it's influenced a generation of guitarists. I mean, the amount of people we've spoken to that absolutely adore him so far through the podcast.
You can't hate the boy.
No, I mean, it's raw talent. He left behind a notebook full of unfinished songs, poems, and business ideas, weirdly.
Fair.
And his death kind of felt like a portal closing on the 60s counterculture.
I can see that.
So, I'm going to let you say this time.
Okay. Say what?
What have we said every time at the end of...
Do you know what?
Go on.
R.I.P. Jimi fucking Hendrix, man.
R.I.P. Jimi Hendrix.
Do you think it was a good time to cut it? Or do you think there would have just been like loads and loads and loads and loads of historical goodness that was like never ending?
In terms of like his output?
Yeah.
This is the question I was asking at the beginning. Do we think these people would have been as big as they are now if they had continued on and are still playing today? So, for example, and here's a good version of this, Dave Grohl definitely is. And he's still about. So he went from being obviously Nirvana's drummer to heading up Foo Fighters, and he has just the whole time.
Don't forget a little stint with Queens of the Stone Age.
Little stint. He did some drumming for Tenacious D as well, but that's just because he's a man of the people. Let's not take into account recent events where he's fathered a child with someone completely fucking random to his family.
Oh, wow.
Love you, Dave. Come on the podcast.
And talk about your love child.
Don't do that. But I think so I think he's an example of yes, like I think, but then would we have recognised if it was Dave Grohl that died instead of Kurt Cobain? Would we have recognised that it was someone who was that fucking talented? Or is it just that Kurt Cobain was such a polarizing character and that he died so young? And
I think we'd definitely hear about it, but let's have it right. On the drums, Dave Grohl could have been replaced, but Kurt Cobain couldn't. You know, Dave Grohl says himself, he's not a great drummer. You know.
I'll tell you who was a fucking great drummer. Taylor Hawkins.
Yes, he was. And his son's a great drummer.
He is. And it's been nice to see him occasionally pop in to fill his father's shoes a little bit. So that's a really nice thing. But I feel like Taylor Hawkins was like also genuinely a very nice person as well. So
yeah, good guy.
Yeah, I would have loved to have met him.
That's a sore one, to be fair.
He was not part of the 27 Club.
No.
But drugs.
Was it?
Well, you going to tell me that he was murdered? Dave.
Dave did it.
All right, let's move on.
All right. Now this is a special one.
Okay. What makes it special?
It's Janis Joplin, motherfucker.
Okay.
You know?
I know, yeah.
It's Big J.
I know. I wrote it, so.
Oh, fair. Janis Joplin, the queen of psychedelic soul. You know? Who was she? She was born in Port Arthur, Texas. She was bullied for being different. I think you hear that a lot about a lot of musicians. I don't know what I just said. You hear that a lot about musicians, you know, and then they rise from the ashes and...
I feel like Post Malone got a lot of shit at school.
He's a little goth.
But now look at him.
Geezer.
Fucking G.
But he has sold out. I need some help.
No, dude, that's a fucking tune.
It is. But he's an emo at heart, isn't he?
He is an emo at heart, but also, what a fantastic... It doesn't matter, but he's a fantastic songwriter.
He is.
And that is a banging tune. I had some help.
It's catchy, I'll give him that.
That literally got me into country music. Yeah. I'll fucking say it.
That's like saying, oh, Beyonce's country song got me into country.
Can you remind me after this?
I'll try.
Side note, if you haven't listened to Bill Murray, I assume that's how it's pronounced.
It's Bill Murray.
No, because it's spelled Bilmuri.
Right.
Metal Country. So good, bruv.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
You're going to fucking flip. Like, they are sick. I'd love to go and see them. South Arcade are supporting them.
Okay,
cool. On their tour at the moment. So that gives you an idea.
I like that.
Crack on with Janis.
Right, Janis. Influenced by people like Big Mama Thornton. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Your fave.
Big name. Big Mama
name.
Thornton. Love her stuff.
Solo hits, Piece of My Heart, Mercedes-Benz and Crybaby. Absolute tunes.
Mm-hmm.
Your fave? You've always got
Mercedes-Benz, mate.
that one. Yeah, I thought I read it wrong. Say what? In A Demon, she struggled with body image, loneliness and fame.
Sounds like me, apart from the fame.
Brutal. She battled addiction, mainly alcohol and the brown stuff. Heroin.
I thought you were going to say shit.
No,
It's just
she
addicted
battled
to
with
it.
some shit.
Or chocolate.
Yeah.
It's just
If only.
Yeah. She just ate herself to gorge to death on
Choked
chocolate.
on a fucking
Twixes.
Easter egg. Yeah, Twix. Easter egg would be harder to swallow whole.
It'd be funnier.
Yeah.
Just trying to shove a full Lindor in your mouth.
So that didn't happen. But yeah, again, like you said earlier, it's the gear, it's the smack, it's the booze,
I mean, it is.
it's the pills.
Well,
I'll be interested to see later on in the show if there's any 27 club members that like fell out a window or had a car crash.
so there was an episode we were going to do, and we'll probably fit it in at some point over the next couple of seasons. But it's like the weirdest deaths in Hollywood. So we don't just cover music. We'll do the entertainment industry, and that does include things like there's an actress that jumped off the Hollywood sign,
We'll discuss anything if people listen.
and then who's that actor that got crushed by his own car against his fence? That was savage. Andrei Yelchin or something.
How does that even happen?
I think he just didn't leave his handbrake on and got out to go and open the gate, and then it just pinned him against his gate. And yeah, mate, he was such a good actor as well.
That's savage.
R.I.P.
Was he 27?
I don't think so.
That's a shame.
He might have. He might have been.
We'll look into it
Yeah.
for sure.
We're not mentioning him on this one.
Now, listen, I want to talk to you about that fateful day.
Okay, go on. What day was it?
It was the October.
The October.
Yeah.
The October of the year.
Yeah.
What year?
Technically. It was the 4th of October, 1970.
The year of our Lord.
And she died at the Landmark Hotel in good old Hollywood.
See, why do you get an easy named hotel to
What,
say?
the Landmark?
Landmark. What was mine? The Listerine Hotel in London.
The flibbity-bibbidi-bop.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how you pronounce it anyway.
The Mellotron.
The Mellotron. No.
Blop.
Mellotron. Anyway, she was found on the floor beside her bed after missing a recording session. Very unusual for Janis.
Fell out of, what? She fell out of bed.
Both. And she missed rehearsal.
Savage.
The autopsy said it was heroin. It was an overdose with alcohol also in her system. They go together, didn't they?
I mean, they don't, and that's probably what happened here, that they don't go together.
No.
Don't do heroin, guys. Just as a rule of thumb.
Don't drink if you can help it.
Have a little drink.
Have a little one.
Don't go nuts.
The thing is, for some people, once you have that first drink, the heroin becomes a really good idea.
It's like Pringles. Once you pop, you can't stop.
That's so true. You know, once you pop that... Yeah. Okay. So, evidence suggests a bad batch of heroin in LA. Well, I say a bad batch. It was unusually pure. So, some would say a great batch.
Proper good, yeah.
Yeah.
Should we go to LA?
Yes. She went out in style. Others also died of the same batch.
Okay. Savage.
Pretty dark.
That's like when you hear like these batches of like Coke mixed with all these random bits like fentanyl and shit going around and stuff, isn't it?
Mm.
And suddenly these teens, what was it in England? Like all these teens taking pills in clubs, and then like these girls just randomly dying and shit. Or that other country where they're selling dirt cheap alcohol and it turned out to be like 100% proof and it just murked like.
Yeah.
That's savage. That's fucking horrible.
That's pretty savage.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Crack on.
Let's discuss her legacy because
She's got legs.
she's got legs. Let's see. And
Legs,
ecstasy.
you see.
Yeah. So Pearl was released. Went straight to #1. Great album
Pearl.
or single. Or film, whatever it was fucking brilliant. We love it, and it went straight to number one.
You're gonna get crucified here, bro.
It's what it is.
Yeah,
you know.
crack on.
She gave women space to be loud, angry, and sexual in rock.
Ooh,
you know, and her death just 16 days after Hendrix's.
only 16 days.
16.
Didn't even let him have his 15 minutes in the spotlight.
15 days she gave him, just about.
National mourning for the Pope, but no, Hendrix gets 16 days.
Yeah.
Sorry if you're religious.
R.I.P. the Pope.
R.I.P. the Pope.
So that was Janis.
That was Janis.
You know?
And you know what?
Fuck her.
That's not what I was going to say at all.
What?
Close.
What were you going to say?
R.I.P.
Oh, I'm so...
Janis Joplin.
Yeah, to be fair, R.I.P. Janis Joplin.
Not fuck her.
No, I thought that's what you were going to
fuck
say.
are you saying?
I thought that's what you were going to say.
Okay.
I thought I was taking the words out your mouth.
You're doing fantastic things here, my friend.
Nice.
Let's move on.
This is a goodie.
This is a goodie. So, born in 1943. I wish I could whistle.
You can't whistle?
No.
I can whistle 3 different ways.
Go on then. Did you just inhale?
Yeah.
No.
All right, 4 different ways. That's out.
Okay, yeah. Woohoo! That's 3.
No, I whistled out, in, and...
Okay. Well done, Josh.
Thanks.
Jim Morrison, born in 1943 and unfortunately passed away in 1971, just a year.
That would have made him 27.
No. Yeah. He was known as the poet of rock and roll. He was born in Florida.
Yes, he was.
Studied film and philosophy at the UCLA. He's the lead singer of The Doors, obviously, and known for Break On Through, People Are Strange, and The End. Those are songs, by the way.
Or albums.
They're definitely songs.
Good.
Idolised French poets like Rimbaud. He liked rimming.
R.I.P. Rimbaud, by the way. Top bloke.
He was a poet that was obsessed with death and duality.
There you go.
And I think it's fair to say that Jim was charismatic on stage, but chaotic off stage. So, in 1971, this is the year he died, by the way.
Bitter.
He left LA in March to live quietly and write poetry in Paris.
Like it.
Yeah, fancy.
Mm.
Seemed to be improving, walking daily, reading and writing. What the fuck? Improving from what? I wrote this and I don't even know what I've said here. He was improving from something. Something happened to Jim Morrison and he was
Things were
improving
getting
from
better in Paris.
Things were getting...
There's no
We're going to
denying
paint a
it.
quick picture for you. It's 1971. Jim Morrison has moved to Paris. Something has happened there that we should probably know about, but we don't. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that he, I don't know, had a stroke.
He definitely didn't have a stroke. I think he was a wreckhead.
Have you got your phone?
No.
Okay.
Oh, that was like yes and no.
No. Anyway, look, something happened and
What do you want me to
he's
search?
improving.
What-
I was going to
what was-
what happened in 71 to Morrison, but it'll probably come up with his death, to be fair. Look, we're doing the best we can here.
Hold with us.
He gained weight and he slowed down drinking somewhat. So I'm guessing something happened that triggered this life event where he
He
felt
was
the
getting
need
clean.
to... Well, yeah, that's... Okay, yeah, no, that makes a lot of fucking sense.
Yeah.
I like my research to sometimes have context and sometimes just throw me completely so I have no fucking thing to go off of whatsoever. But that makes a lot of sense. He was getting clean,
And he
which
was
makes
getting
this a
fat.
little bit worse for what's about to come because
Yeah.
July 3rd, 1971, I can get the dates, I can't get the facts of what's happened. His girlfriend Pamela found him in their bathtub, unresponsive.
I'm getting his death mixed up with someone else.
I didn't hear a word of that because I don't think you were speaking into your microphone.
I'm getting his death mixed up with somebody else.
Are you thinking of someone that crashed a car by any chance?
No.
Oh.
Someone that, like when you strangle yourself for sexual pleasure.
Okay, so that is someone that I was going to talk about in... So you're thinking about Michael Hutchence from In Excess.
Oh, shit. That's way later.
But I was going to mention him, and then there was that actor, that old boy actor that was found in the closet, bound and hanging himself, biting down an apple.
Yeah, who was that?
I don't know. I feel like he was in Kill Bill or something like that.
We'll look into it.
Yeah. We'll talk about the weird deaths of Hollywood at another time, because we're kind of fascinated with that kind of stuff anyway. It'll be an interesting episode.
How did my man die?
Your man, well, no autopsy was performed.
Why?
French law didn't require it.
Do you know what? I'm not going to say what I was thinking.
Look, the death certificate said heart failure. So maybe after clearing off all the drugs, his heart just gave out.
Maybe.
But
he died from getting clean. And he was in the bath. He was double clean.
That's the worst. That's the worst.
Isn't it?
Getting clean and then getting clean and then getting killed.
Yeah. Clean, cleaner. Huh?
Theories on his death range from a drug overdose to an asthma attack or a pre-existing heart condition, wouldn't you know? But I think it's safe to say that he's left a pretty epic legacy. Obviously, the Doors are renowned and loved, and their music surged in popularity after his death. He became an icon. I don't know what I was trying to say there. He became an icon of tragic genius.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
The grave à Père Lachaise. I've definitely said that wrong. One more time, guys. The grave at Père Lachaise. Basically, where he's buried is one of the most visited places in the world for, I guess, so people can go and touch his grave and be like, Jim's buried here.
I want to do that.
You want to go to France and touch his grave?
Yeah.
You know what, right? I live in Worthing, for anyone who didn't know. And my partner took me to a local graveyard the other day. And on the gravestone, no word of a lie, you can look this up. Here lies Mary. She was like the subject of Mary Had a Little Lamb.
That's a big title.
That's a big...
The Mary.
The Mary from Mary Had a Little Lamb, buried in Worthing. I touched her grave.
Well, it's not... Yeah, it's not quite Jim Morrison. Was she 27?
Can I tell you something?
If you have to.
Mary Had a Little Lamb, known more than Jim Morrison. Every child knows that.
Wait, what are you telling me?
Mary Had a Little Lamb,
Yeah.
right? That song
Yeah.
is known by more people than the Doors. So fuck you. R.I.P. Jim Morrison.
And Mary.
And Mary from Mary Had a Little Lamb, who's buried in Worthing.
Yeah. There's another one of those I want to tell you about.
Tell me about it.
Like I looked into this recently. So you know when you call someone a smart Alec?
Yeah.
That originated from someone called Alec being a smart ass. There was actually... Alec existed as much
When you
as
found
Mary
his grave?
from fucking Worthing existed. I didn't find his grave. Googled it.
Can you find his grave? And we'll go and touch it.
I'll look for it. I'll try.
You know what's funny?
No.
You know how we had a chat with Matt Richardson? Matt Richardson's an episode that's coming up soon. Comedian Matt Richardson. About ghosts and how you guys don't believe it's real.
I didn't say I don't believe it's real. I just don't believe like the most haunted on TV is real.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, I took one of those K2 meters, which is like the electromagnetic reader, to that particular graveyard.
What, Mary's?
To Mary's. And it's like a defunct old graveyard that no one's getting buried there anymore, I'm pretty sure. And there isn't...
It's full.
It's pretty full. It's pretty, like, decrepit to a degree. there isn't much going on there. There definitely isn't a lot of electrics and stuff going on there. That thing lit up at certain places.
Fair.
Mad. I mean, yeah, it could be anything.
I need more.
You need more?
I need more.
You need to talk to the ghosts. Ask them about their day.
Yeah.
I think we've got to make it relevant to music somehow. Maybe we go and do like a little acoustic set at a really haunted asylum, and then we'll ghost hunt after.
Okay.
Like, in every room we set up in, we just play a quick song on the ukulele.
Like, I'd want to see a poltergeist. Do you know, I want to see chairs getting launched.
What if it was
Why
like...
don't we do a Ouija board?
All right, well, let's do it in a place where it's meant to be like a famous musician that haunts it.
Okay.
If we're going to do that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah? Rather than just a random asylum down in Sussex.
This has turned dark.
Well, it's a dark episode. We're talking about people that died at 27. Crack on, man.
This is a good one. This
Yeah?
is a biggie.
Who we got?
I've got Kurt Cobain.
Oh, big boy Kurt. I'm gonna throw this out here. Courtney Love did it.
Well, you know, I wouldn't disagree with that. Didn't he shoot himself with a shotgun or something?
He didn't shoot himself, son.
Could he reach the trigger?
And then just have it laying next to him perfectly. Would it have gone...
She fucking shot him.
and just laid it gently on his... I mean, I wasn't there. I don't know what it looks like. But look, it just seems a little bit much, doesn't it?
Moody, if you ask
Yeah.
me. For those who don't know who Kurt Cobain is, I'm sure most of you do, but he is the lead singer, the writer, the frontman, guitarist of...
Lost Profits! Woo!
Can't say that anymore. Of Nirvana. He was born in Aberdeen, not Scotland.
Okay.
Washington,
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say that makes more sense.
unless your research has gone awry.
It very much could have.
He started Nirvana in 1987 with... Can you tell me the bass player's name?
Something
Steve Hillier.
That is a reference that no one, literally no one, in this whole world, apart from people that we were in class with at BIM, will fully understand.
I hope they do. I hope they remember. And good old Dave Grohl on the drums, who I've slagged off for being a shit drummer. I don't think you're a shit drummer. I think you are good, but you're just not like...
Did you ask me the bass player's name without knowing the bass player's name?
I don't have a clue.
Isn't it like Cursed Nov something?
It sounds like a Kurt Cobain cover band, Curse Navain.
Have I just made that up completely?
I'd like to see what the actual answer is.
Okay, my bad.
And he married his murdering wife, Courtney Love, in 1992. They had a daughter who is called Frances Bean. Decline. He suffered from intense stomach pain.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah.
Every time. Ooh.
Do you reckon he had Crohn's and they just like didn't know what Crohn's was back then?
Very possibly.
Did they know what Crohn's is like? Surely a relatively new. I feel like I've only just started hearing about it in the last like 10 years.
It's like the other one. What's the other new one that women get?
Depression. No, I'm joking. Oh shit.
No, the other one, the stomach.
That
thing.
women get.
Yeah. Endometriosis.
Oh, okay.
Like, that's doing bits.
What the fuck have I done to my finger?
I don't want to know. He became addicted to heroin and increasingly more and more suicidal. There's a theme here, isn't there?
There's definitely a fucking theme here, mate. Yeah. Drugs.
He felt suffocated by fame. It was too much for him. He wanted to persevere authentically.
Okay.
What the fuck does that mean?
He wanted to be more authentic in his life.
Fair. In March 1994, he overdosed in Rome.
Okay.
It's ruled accidental, but widely seen as a suicide attempt.
Okay. Interesting. So, okay.
Why would you move on to the gun? Would you?
Also, if you look, okay, so what? I can't sit here and be like I don't have depression. I've never really experienced depression that badly. For me, I can't correlate the consistent need to go through the motions with depression, especially if you have a kid in the world at that point. So I don't fully understand it from that point of view. I don't, and I don't think I'm qualified in any means to try and make that kind of judgment, because it's not how my brain works, but other people's brains work differently.
Well, yeah, that's very true. That's very true. And a lot, like, the come down from heroin must be brutal.
We're gonna struggle to get clips out of this, by the way.
Yeah. Because of the depression and heroin.
Yeah, maybe we should like play a game halfway through or something. Like after Kurt's done, we should play a fun game.
We'll sing Mary Had a Little Lamb. And
Well,
do
it's
a
like
Ouija board.
stabbing each other or something.
If we have to.
Are you 27?
No. I'm
Take my
34.
age divided by your age times it by 2 minus 40.
Minus 40.
What do you mean?
My age divided by... We're the same age.
Okay.
That's 0.
Okay.
Isn't it? Yeah. And then take away 40 is minus 40. Okay. This has gone horrendously.
That's some good maths, man.
The fateful day this time round was April the 5th, 1994. We were 4 years old. He was found 3 days later in his Seattle home. Self-inflicted shotgun wound to the head.
Self-inflicted.
Was it, though? Has she ever been questioned? Other than by me and you?
I mean, I'm sure she has.
No, but like LAPD style.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure when it happened, she'll have been questioned.
I'm going to Google the crime scene later and see what I can deduce.
What we need to do is deep dive into like her lyrics since then with Hole and just see if there's any little like, yeah, or like play them all backwards, like by the record and you
fucking shot him.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about his legacy. Oh wait, is there more about his
There's
death?
more.
Tell me some more about his death.
Listen, he shot himself in the head, right? Or has he? But he's got something in his system, Will. I'm going to let you guess what that might be.
Drugs.
Yeah, but what?
Heroin.
Yes.
Is
and
it?
diazepam. It's like, are you up or down? Like, what are you going for here? Legacy, he's still considered the definitive grunge icon, which I think is fair enough.
Yeah, definitely.
And widely agreed. Sparked new conversations about mental health in music.
Just quickly,
Okay.
what's your favourite Nirvana song?
Lithium, I think.
Yeah, Lithium is a banger. Or Heart Shaped Box is pretty good as well.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone chooses Smells Like Teen Spirit, but like it's fucking phenomenal, obviously.
It's
but
not my
like,
fave.
Lithium, I think.
That's such a banger. Isn't it?
Mate, yeah.
That's probably my favourite Nirvana tune.
Yeah. Oh.
His death effectively ended the grunge era. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I mean, it's big boots to fill.
It definitely like at least left a giant fucking dent in the grunge era. I get that, but
What's that one that goes "Rape Me"?
it's literally called "Rape Me." I'm pretty sure.
Is it?
Yeah.
Fair.
Don't rape anyone.
No, I want to hear cover of that. Lithium is a tune though.
I don't know if I can put that in, mate.
Of course you can't.
I mean, he's been convicted.
It's not hearsay. It's pure and simple. I want to be there. Okay, Willy Willy. So
Jeez.
1994, Kurt Cobain popped his clogs. He either shot himself or someone else shot him. Where do you stand on that for your final answer on
I mean,
that?
I feel like I made this abundantly clear at the beginning, but I don't know. Look, I think, like I said, I don't claim to know anything really about how people's mind works with depression.
Can you shoot yourself with a shotgun?
I think you can do a lot of things if you really want to. Yeah, I could probably do it. So, but I just think, given, look, I'm sure there's a documentary out explaining it.
If there isn't, we'll make one.
If not, yeah, the Encore Club
This is it.
presents How Courtney Killed Kurt.
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna have to heavily preface this one in particular with allegedly, because we are alleging that it happened. It didn't. As I've said, I don't actually know or believe 100% that that's what's happened. I don't want Courtney Love trying to sue me. I don't have any money. It's really not worth it.
We could go on Judge Rinder and they pay for it.
Can you imagine, like, me and you in one dock and Courtney Love in the other? And it's like
Judge Rinder.
So today we're discussing defamation case against Courtney Love by this small time podcast who has decided that Courtney Love murdered Kurt Cobain.
Courtney, we'd love to have you on, honey.
You know what? I wouldn't. I'm sorry, I just wouldn't. Like, I don't.
You wouldn't like to ask her direct and look in her eyes?
I don't think I need to. Like, it's...
Well, because you know?
Not that I know. Like, I don't feel the need to be in the presence of her. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not enamored with her at all. Sorry, Courtney. Like, it's nothing... Well, it is something completely against you. You're a bit of a trash human, to be fair.
She shot her husband, man.
Allegedly. Can you please say the word allegedly at some point?
Allegedly.
Thank you. I'll cut that in after every fucking thing that we said now.
Yeah. And that was Kurt Cobain.
Kurt.
27 years young.
R.I.P.
Kurt Cobain. R.I.P. Kurt. We love you, to be fair, Kurt. If you are watching this up in wherever you are...
Say hi to my dad. Love you, Dad.
Do you know there's a bumper sticker? This girl I know, she's got a bumper sticker for a car that says, "Let me merge. My dad is dead."
I need that.
I'm going to get you it.
I'd have a car.
I'll just put it
on my bum.
Yeah.
Just trying to join a queue.
Let me merge.
My dad's dead. Right. Let's go on to, it's none other than Amy Winehouse.
This one hits home a bit more because it was like a career in our lifetime. I know Nirvana was as well a bit, but it was like early doors.
You're a big Pete Doherty fan as well. So.
He's not dead.
No, but like the relation.
Oh, they hung out.
They definitely hung out. So look, Amy was born in 1983 and unfortunately passed away in 2011.
She must have been like 27.
Something like that. And obviously everyone knows, I'm not even going to sit here and try and explain who she was. Like, everyone knows who Amy Winehouse was and is and what she was known for and how incredible she was.
She was a lost soul.
She was a lost soul. Thank you for that. That was
passion.
That was a lot of passion. So Amy was born in London. She grew up idolizing jazz legends.
Jazz legends.
She had albums. So like
been eating meat.
Fuck you.
Explain to the people.
You really want me to go into? Okay, just quickly because it's a long thing. As if you've just. Okay, I have a rare metabolic disorder called phenylketonuria. Shortened, it's referred to as PKU, and it essentially means that I can't digest protein like you normal people. Both me and my older brother have it. It's something we've lived with from birth. It doesn't really affect me anymore, although I should go to the doctors and get it checked up at some point. The end. There you go. I think that's the quickest I've ever explained that.
Yeah.
Amy Winehouse. She had an album in 2003 called Frank, which I believe is her dad's name. Is it not?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it is. And then obviously in 2006, Back to Black. Known for Rehab, not for going, but the song.
If only she had.
I mean, she's definitely known for going to rehab as well, I'm pretty sure. Love is a Losing Game and her cover of Valerie with Mark Ronson.
Which I just have to say, you know, there's not that many covers that I much prefer than the original. That is one of them. I hate the Zootons version.
What do you think, bearing in mind that we have filmed and done photography for the Zootons on stage at a festival? Thoughts?
I remember taking their photos while they're playing Valerie thinking, this is way worse than Amy Winehouse's version.
I remember the lead singer, and I don't know his name because it's not important, being quite arrogant when I was following I was following the band up the
Into
steps
their
of the. Yeah. I was following them up the main stage steps, and I don't know. I forgot what he said to me because I don't really give a fuck what he said. I was doing a job, and it just gave me this vibe of like, I'm more important than you. Get out of my way. And it's just like, dude,
Fuck you.
What are you? You're like first on at a small festival. Climb down off that horse, buddy. So look,
can't wait to have the Zootons on.
They're definitely not coming on.
Tell me more.
Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Amy Winehouse has won in her time 5 Grammys in one night in 2008.
Yeah,
that's pretty fucking epic.
Mm.
Unfortunately, her decline started with a bit of a struggle with bulimia, drug and alcohol addiction, and it was kind of, well, the media completely latched onto her downfall, especially the kind of publicization. We'll go with it, of her toxic relationships, especially with Blake Filder-Civil.
Yeah, for me, like, he didn't pull a trigger and kill her.
Oh,
but he killed her.
Allegedly.
No, I think he was a fucking knob, and he dragged her down. He got her into all sorts of shit. She was way too good for him.
Fair.
Fuck him.
Okay. Wow. Blake's definitely not coming on the podcast.
If he does, I'll kick him in the nuts.
I mean, we do this remotely, so I'd love to see that. But yeah, cool. Got
to be like, yeah.
So the press relentlessly followed her.
Yep.
And often filmed her intoxicated and mid meltdown. Quickly, do you remember that clip? And if you haven't seen it, go and check it out. It's mad, where she gets some cocaine out of her hair while she's performing, just does a bump and then. Have you not seen that?
No, but what?
Fuck
legend.
off!
What a legend.
It's in a barnet, and
I think the problem was, right, like, obviously how in the press she was a pop star living the rock and roll lifestyle, you know?
Mm.
So it was like every mag, every newspaper.
Yeah. And look,
if you're a rock star, you kind of get left to it, and they're like, you know, it is what it is. But she was in that savage limelight.
Yeah, and I think what the sad thing is, like, towards the end of her life, she definitely tried to get sober and just kept relapsing, and that's the savage thing about drugs. Like, they're Moorish.
Are they?
Allegedly. So on July 23rd, 2011, these are all summer deaths. At her home in Camden in London, she was found with 3 empty bottles of vodka in her room, obviously unconscious. Her cause of death was alcohol poisoning. Her blood alcohol was 0.416%, which is over 5 times the UK legal driving limit, just to give you an idea. She'd been sober for 3 weeks and then binge drunk. Binge drank?
Yeah.
Binge drink.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, we know Amy's legacy. I mean, there's been films, there's been the biopic, the Amy Winehouse biopic. She kind of opened the door a little bit to pop stars kind of reviving the kind of soul pop movement a little bit.
Big time.
2015, there was a documentary showing how the industry failed her because, obviously, they kind of the press in particular very much just fed off of her downfall and pushed it. She's been a huge influence to many huge artists. Adele, who I believe went to Brit school with her. Am I right in saying that?
I don't know.
I believe. Billie Eilish
Allegedly.
and Olivia Rodrigo as well, and many more. So, R.I.P. Amy Winehouse.
R.I.P. Ames. Big A.
So, I think we're going to move into a completely modern. I mean, Amy Winehouse was pretty modern, but like a really modern case. And I don't know this person.
How do you not know Fredo Santana?
Do you actually know who Fredo Santana is?
Is it Fredo or Fredo? It's only one D.
I'm going Fredo.
All right. No, I don't know who he is, and I don't listen to trap. Is that what it is? I'm going to tell people about it anyway. This is a modern 27 club entry here.
Fredo Santana. If we're saying his name wrong,
Fredo.
fucking sue us.
We've said worse
Yeah, we've definitely said worse in this podcast alone.
about
So,
Courtney Love.
sorry, Courtney. Not sorry.
But not sorry to Blake, because he's a fuck. Anyway, Fredo Santana, or Fredo.
Alfredo
Fredo.
Santana.
He was a Chicago rapper. Oh, he's the cousin of Chief Keef.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Okay.
Known for Trappin' Ain't Dead and Walking Legend. He had PTSD from street violence, openly self-medicated with lean.
So,
Lean and bap.
lean. That was the kind of the drink of choice, wasn't it? Back. What was the one where it was like? Is that lean? What's Sizz Up. Not being funny. That actually looks quite nice. What is it like? Fucking Jolly Ranchers and like lemonade and cough syrup or something like that. Yum.
Let us know if you've
Don't
given it a go.
do lean or Sizz Up, please. Thank God.
Do
not
lean?
Thank God. Just don't.
Not you personally, but
All you need is somebody to lean on.
anyway. So he had PTSD from the street violence. He was openly self-medicating with lean and Xanax, which was a big one.
Zanny. Everyone loves a Zanny.
Everyone loves a Xanny.
For anyone who doesn't know, Xanax is diazepam.
Isn't it like an intense diazepam?
Yeah, it's like I thought it was a brand of diazepam. It doesn't matter. It's that sign. It's a benzo.
I don't know who would like that. He did.
Fredo Santana like
Fredo.
that. Alfredo.
He died. He died in January 2018.
How did he die?
He had a seizure due to liver and kidney failure.
Fuck.
Yeah. So that's pretty awful. He had suffered previous seizures and hospitalizations before the fatal episode. These seizures quite common with those drugs, right?
Yeah.
You hear that a lot.
Yeah.
And they can be pretty savage. I had a friend who went that way, and I think he had a seizure in the end.
He died.
He died. So
Savage.
hold tight. King Sco, Adam Scoble. We love you, fella. Yeah.
Hold tight, Adam.
Hold tight, Adam. R.I.P. Scoble.
R.I.P. Fredo Santana as well.
Yeah, man. But only 27, part of a generation now facing new demons like that. So you hear a lot of that in that culture, don't you?
It's fentanyl now, isn't it? That's
fucked, man.
We'll get onto that. So I'm gonna. Shall I do this one? Honourable mentions: John Michael Basquiat, 1960 to 1988. Died.
Brilliant striker for Chelsea.
I don't know why they've put here died age me, I'm they. Died age 27 plus 125 days. That's age 27 if you didn't know. Just age 27. You don't need to add that plus 125 days. That's like when you're a 5-year-old and you're like, I'm 5 3/4. You're 5. Shut the fuck
Have you
up.
ever heard an adult say that? I'm 34 and a half. I'm going to start saying that now. It's edgy.
I'm 35 and 65 days.
People can't see that though, so there's no need for that.
I didn't need to mention that. But look, this is a New York City-born artist and musician, deeply connected to music, collabed with Warhol, played in experimental band Grey. Don't have a fucking clue who that is.
Mate, Grey is sick.
Rose to fame through graffiti and neo-expressionist painting, struggled with fame, racism, and heroin addiction. I had to read that twice.
When it says he struggled with racism, was that struggled receiving it or struggled
I
how
believe
much
so.
he was giving
Yeah,
it?
no, I'm so
that's
racist.
savage.
I'm so racist. It hurts.
Where's the heroin?
So he died of heroin at the age of 27 and 125 days. Just months after his friend Andy Warhol passed, which is sad. Do you think that was maybe a cause? He just thought, I can't take life.
I'm so racist and I miss Andy.
He was okay.
Is he French?
Judging by no, I don't know. Maybe,
Sounds like a French name.
but if he was black, it could be African. It could be an African name. Let's not deep dive into that.
No.
His inclusion is often debated, but timeline-wise, he barely missed the classic 27 club mark. How did he miss it? He was 27. Am I being stupid?
Well, say he was 27.
Yeah, he's 27. I said it. If you're 27 and 125 days, you're 27 and a half.
Yes.
But the others didn't die on their fucking 27th
this to
birthday.
be so confusing. We're putting him in.
Jean-Michel Besquet.
You're in.
I'm saying your name fucking
R.I.P.
wrong. Jean-Michel. R.I.P. my friend.
G. Michael, love you.
You'll like this one.
Ah, mate, good guy.
Yeah?
Yeah, good guy or girl.
I'm going to say it's a guy.
Yeah. Jimmy Wopo.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Jimmy. Yeah, definitely
AKA Wopo. Jimmy Wopo or Jimmy Wopo. He was an up-and-coming Pittsburgh rapper.
When was he born? How old was he?
He was born in 97. He died at the age of 21.
Oh, so 2018.
2018 he died. Fast maths.
Quick math.
He was known for his gritty realism, street cred, and lyrical precision. He was shot and killed in broad daylight while sitting in his car.
I mean, that's nowhere near the 27 club, but it's just sad that he died. So,
R.I.P. Jimmy Wopo.
R.I.P. Jimmy. Wopo?
This is a good one. No idea why it's in the episode, but tell us.
Well, look, it's a year after, so he was 28 when he died, but Avicii, he was born in the year of our Lord 1989 and passed away in 2018. Another 2018 death.
Tell me, how did he die, Will?
So before we go into it, sir,
Oh.
Avicii, if you don't know, I mean, what rock have you been living under? He's a Swedish DJ producer who brought EDM to the mainstream with songs like Levels or Wake Me Up. So wake me up when things are over.
Big tunes.
Behind the scenes, he dealt with severe anxiety, overworking, and the pressure of global fame. He unfortunately died by suicide in
Did he?
Oman after retreating from touring life. I heard something savage about the way that he died, and I'm not going to say it on here because it's a little bit too graphic.
Well, I heard that he was uncovering some stuff.
So what you're referring to right now is the same thing that allegedly Chester Bennington and
True.
the lead singer of not Savage Garden, Soundgarden.
Yes.
Were
What's his
uncovering.
name? Steve. No, not Steve Carell.
We were talking about him with someone else.
Yeah, I know who you mean.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's this alleged thing that they were uncovering a paedophile ring in Hollywood or something like that, and they're doing a documentary on it, including Avicii, and they were all uncovering it, and that's why they all
The Lost Children or something.
Yeah, and that's why they all unfortunately passed. It wasn't suicide; it was something more. But that is just it's just a rumor. There is potentially no weight behind it, or there's potentially a shitload of weight behind it, and I don't know what I'm talking about. Either way. It opened up. Well, Avicii's death opened up wider conversations about mental health in the music industry. This is possibly one of my favourite ones. So crack the fuck on and don't do it any disjustice.
I'll try.
Thank you.
This is a bit one for me. You know, this is actually a shit one, to be fair. This one is the one and only Mac Miller, born in 92.
Mate.
2 years younger than us, died in 2018 at the ripe old age of 26.
Nearly just missing out on that 27 club status.
But yes, Mac Miller, Pittsburgh rapper and producer, started with frat rap, evolved into jazzy introspection.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Introspection. Where you're.
Oh, someone's had a steak. He battled substance abuse for years, but had periods of sobriety. He died from accidental overdose, fentanyl-laced pills in his LA home. This is a dark one for me because I feel like he made it. He had all the money. He bought all the, the big house and the cars, but he was fucking so miserable. Do you know what I mean? And that just goes to show you, money is not the answer.
Was he miserable?
Yeah. There's that line in his song. Isn't it funny? You can make a lot of money, buy a lot of stuff just to feel a lot of ugly.
Fair.
You know what I mean?
There's so many songs of his that are so, and I think for Mac Miller as well, like, there's a song he does with Temper Trap. And at the beginning, like, he's ad-libbing over the beginning, and it's like, he sounds like he's just having the time of his life. He's probably high off his fucking nut, but he's having the time of his life. He's having such a good time. And it's actually probably the same to be said for the next entry to honourable mentions here. And this is someone that we've mentioned a few times, especially in the Tom Leach episode. It is none other than Juice WRLD.
Big up Juice WRLD, by the way.
Big up Juice WRLD. Big up Mac Miller, by the way. R.I.P. to both of them. Juice WRLD was born in 1998. That makes me... I was 8 years old when he was born. That's mad.
He was a bubba.
And unfortunately passed in 2019 at the age of 21. He rapidly rose as an emo rap star, blending vulnerability and nihilism. You right there?
He was born in 1998.
Yeah.
Died in 2019.
Yeah. So 20 years.
You were 8 when he was born.
I was 8, yeah.
But...
Are you okay?
No, but, like, you're 34. Wouldn't that make you 29? Oh, in 2019.
Are you
29.
okay?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Have you had to steak? Like, what's going on there?
I've had some fentanyl-laced pills.
Yeah, I bet you have.
That I found at Mac Miller's.
So he's known for, well, songs, Lucid Dream, Legends. I mean, songs that we know, Robbery, Wishing Well, as Tom mentioned to us, that he put us onto, and their tunes, and then some other ones that we've jumped in on. He was open about his use of lean, again, and prescription drugs. Oh, my God. Been talking for too long.
How many eggs did you have today?
No eggs today.
Drubs.
Just Huel. Let's do
for the
another
protein.
Huel advert for this one.
You're becoming Stephen Bartlett.
Yeah, open about his use of lean and prescription drugs to cope with anxiety and pressure. Died from oxycodone. Codon? Yeah, oxycodone and codeine overdose after a seizure at Chicago's Midway Airport, which is fucking savage to die at an airport. His lyrics in Legends, what, the 27 Club? We ain't making it past 21. Now reads as a haunting prophecy.
A lot of his lyrics do.
Yeah.
Like, there's that line in, I don't know if it's in Wishing Well, but there's a line in the song where it's like, I'm going to die if I keep taking these drugs, but I'm going to die if I stop taking these drugs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of...
That is, Wishing Well. And it's spot on with that.
You know what I
He
mean?
very much kind of foresaw that. He was like, if I don't take the drugs, I'm going to die. If I'm going to take the drugs, I'm going to die. I'm stuck in this loop.
Yeah.
And like Tom said, I didn't see it so much at first, but I've listened more and more since we've done these episodes, and he was a genius. Like he just 100%. Fucking was class, and like you can feel the. You get a lot of rap songs where you don't have the emotional attachment to the song. So it's just like, oh, I'm rich and I'm fucking bitches. But like Mac Miller and Juice WRLD had like an emotional attachment to their music, and it just makes it so much more enjoyable as a song. Anyway, rant over.
But quite like dark lyrics,
Yeah.
With that style of genre of music, but very honest, very open, very like straight to the point, no hidden meanings. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Up next, we have Lil Peep. Lil Peep.
Beep, beep, beep.
Emo rap pioneer who merged punk, rap and goth styles. He struggled with mental health, addiction and suicidal ideation. He died from an overdose of fentanyl and Xanax while on tour at the ripe old age of 21.
That's savage. I don't know much about Lil Peep. but I assume it's the same bag as, well, a lot of these rappers that are kind of coming up quite young and just being exposed to a lot of drugs and not addressing mental health too much.
Isn't it? It's all that sort. It's not heroin. It's not.
Just quickly, American listeners, I'm not coming at you here, but you do realise that this is American people. We don't have this issue in the UK. We don't have.
We do a bit.
We don't have prescription. We don't prescribe like fucking drugs like it's going out of fashion.
No.
To people who clearly abuse drugs.
True that.
There is an issue with, and you guys know it. Like there is an issue with the prescription drug industry in America, and it's more.
That's because the doctors they get the Xanax from the wholesaler for say £10 and they sell it to the patient for £15. They get
Yeah, mate. Yeah. It's all about money, and it's fucking gross.
It is. Do you know what is also gross?
What?
The fact that you haven't told me about Selena Quintanilla.
Selena Quintanilla.
Talk to me.
Selena was born in 1971. And unfortunately passed away in 1995 at the ripe old age of 23. Known as the Queen of Tejano. Tejano is a J. Tejano.
I think it is Tejano.
He's the Queen of Tejano.
Tejano. Better.
She was on the cusp of global crossover. So, yeah, bound to be a big star.
How did she die?
So, this is dark.
It's savage.
This is fucking...
Tell the people the news.
So Selena was unfortunately murdered by the president of her fan club in a motel.
That's all kinds of fucked up.
That's fucking nuts.
What sort of president of the fan club is that? You know?
Do you reckon it's like a, if I can't have you, no one can have you?
Oh yeah, 100.
Yeah. It's a reminder that early death in music isn't always about addiction.
Well, that's refreshing.
It is, especially after most of these people dying from addiction. And it can be about access, obsession, and betrayal.
Well, there you go.
There you go. I'm going to let you close up with our last person.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is... You know whose brother... Yeah, I mean, it says it. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all there. River Phoenix.
River Phoenix.
Born in 1970, died in 1993. Just 23 years old.
Savage.
Actor and musician, brother of Joaquin Phoenix. Brilliant performer with major roles by the age of 18. He collapsed outside the Viper Room, which is Johnny Depp's club.
Yep.
From a speedball overdose. Speedball, is that not a mix of coke and heroin?
I believe so, yeah. I believe it's like a, yeah.
Right, listen, R.I.P. and everything, right?
R.I.P.
But
River.
who's going
And Selena.
need to add a bit of coke into the heroin before I take it?
Someone that needs to feel something.
I think the heroin's got you covered, or the coke. But there we go. Died from a speedball overdose. His death was one of the first Gen X celebrity losses to be heavily televised and grieved publicly. Well, I think that's fair enough.
Fair. Well, I think it's safe to say that, well, that's...
I feel sadder than when I started.
It definitely got a lot darker at the end when we started talking about people more recent as well, didn't it?
100%.
All things said and done, I know that we've had a lot of laughs on this episode and stuff, but like if you are struggling with depression or addiction or anything like that, like go and seek help. Like people are always there for you and around you, and if you don't have that support network, then there's always someone to reach out to. Go and
you can reach out to us.
Reach out to us. Send us a message.
We've been through enough things in our grimy old past.
We have. We've both dealt with addiction issues with certain things. Safe to say?
Don't look. Okay, look at me.
I'm looking at you and me, mate. And then we also know people that have not only dealt with addiction issues but passed because of it, and we understand what it does to your life to kind of lose someone that's been through that as well. So if yeah, reach out to us. I mean, we're probably not the best equipped to deal with it all, but we'll give it our best shot, and we're always here for a chat. And don't take to heart too much what we've joked about in this episode. It's for entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
I don't want to go too hard on. Yeah,
We
just
needed a
just look
disclaimer.
after yourselves, basically, please. It's life's fragile.
Mm.
It's a
Agreed.
fragile
Well
thing.
said, Willis.
Thank you.
I like that.
The 27 Club, not
And
just
the
a list,
23.
and the 23 and the
21.
21s and the 18s and the 47s.
The club.
and the club where people die, people dying of pressure and addiction and things like that. Not a fun thing. And the 27 Club in particular, is it a myth? Is it
No,
a legend? Is it real? Is it something that was made up after Robert Johnson met the devil? Did he meet the devil? Who the fuck's the devil? But the real question,
the devil is Blake and Courtney Love. Allegedly.
I guess it's just savage coincidences that it's always around the age. Well, it's early to late 20s is far too young to be dying because of the pressures that life puts on you. And to be honest, that they shouldn't be dying from pressures from life anyway. So
On that cheery note,
goodbye. No, look. Obviously, next week we'll be chatting to some more guests for the next few episodes, and join us for that. And it's going to be fun, and we're not going to talk about depressing things like this. This was important, though. I think it's important to talk about.
it's a big thing in music.
It is. It's huge. You can't talk about the music industry and the entertainment industry and not talk about the darker side of it at times. We may have picked quite an early placement for that, but that's probably good for us to kind of get it out of the way nice and early so we can have some fun with some future episodes where we're not having to talk about people dying all the time. Next time we talk, maybe we'll talk about something fun like, I don't know, YouTuber musicians, and we'll just judge them.
That would do.
Yeah?
I hope my boy's on there.
Who's your boy?
My boy, Alex Melton.
Alex fucking Melton. We're coming for you, boy. We're coming for you, boy. Guys, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of the Encore Club. Again, sorry if it was a little bit dark, but I had a good time talking about it all. It was interesting. It's always interesting. The morbid curiosity always ticks some boxes and people get interested. So
27 Club, man. It's a biggie.
it is a biggie, and it had to be explored, and everyone knows and talks about it. So hopefully we have shared some insights with you that have been interesting at the very least. Go and follow us on YouTube, Spotify. Like I said at the beginning, do what you need to do. Give us 5 stars. Help us out a little bit, because it would be nice just to boost our numbers a little bit. And we want to be able to keep doing this for you guys in the future.
Yes, we do.
And if you have any suggestions for future episodes, solo episodes, comment down below. Let us know. Let the people know what you want to hear about, and we'll cover it. Like, we have no problem with that. We'd love to chat with you guys. Thank you for joining us.
Sling your hooks.
See you later.